Using a journal to level up your business is something that I've had to learn to do better over the last 15 years. And I've got 5 things that I want to go over today. Yesterday, I went over the first 5. Today, I want to start with probably the habit and routine tracking one. I think this is important to change who you become, because in order to get to where you want to get to, you need to pay attention to the details of how you're showing up. I'm Tristan. This is Your Daily Real Estate. It's a podcast. It's a show, 5 to 10 minutes every day based on helping your business grow and making you a better human. Today's a combo. Let's start with the one I have here. By the way, if you do need this, just message me on Instagram. I've got you. It is 10 ways to use a paper journal for real estate. Number 6, habit and routine tracking. I love this one. In fact, I have a journal just for this one to track certain things that I want to get better at. And maybe I've noticed that I might get a little angrier with certain situations and I want to pay attention to that. Maybe I've been spending too much money on journals and I want to curb that. Maybe it's just a habit of not reading as much as I want to read and saying, hey, you've got 10 minutes, carry this with you. Let's read. Maybe it's creating a habit to reach out to people and prospect, or just reach out to them and see how they're doing, or write a note card. Doesn't matter. The more you track it, pen to paper, the brain starts looking at that as being important because of the reticular activating system. So the science behind it means if you write it down, you will pay attention more to it throughout the day, especially if it's a habit or routine tracker. Number 7, the next one for today, meeting and consultation notes. Yes, we've got AI taking notes behind the scenes. We've got an AI summary of this video, but listen, nothing beats actually taking notes, because it's what you're thinking as you're listening that really helps you out. So for instance, I'm taking notes in almost all of my meetings, and I have a specific notebook for meetings. As I'm listening to you and I'm taking notes, here's what I'm taking notes on. Not what you're saying. I'm taking notes on the ideas you're giving me from the conversation that we're having. Say if you're saying, Tristan, looks like I want my home to sell as fast as possible to get to where I want to get to, right? And my wife really wants to go here, but I'm in the middle, right? And so I don't forget, I'm probably going to ask a question on what's the driving motivator here? Because I want to just shut up and listen to this person in front of me fully, but I don't want to forget the question. Or why is this so important to this person? Is it because of this? Oh, I'm noticing this. Oh, they get a little bit more emotional when they're talking about this. Oh, you know what? They said this. I could use this for later. So those things will never, ever be translated by AI. That's how you note take during meetings. And then at the end, say, what are the things that I need to do from this? What do I need to put into play? Who do I need to send them to? Sometimes I go back to my notes and there's the question. Hey, say, so Joanne, listen, I noticed that you were saying this and this. Tell me more about this because I want to make sure that I understand it. Pretty powerful. Number 8, professional development and learning. Listen to this because I wrote this out for me. When reading books, attending webinars, or listening to podcasts, use your notebook to summarize the most impactful insight. So don't just get the summary of this. In fact, when you're reading notes, if you are not reading with a pencil or a pen, then you're really not retaining any information. That's how it works. And when you're listening to a webinar and you're not taking notes and saying, I think I can implement this piece from this webinar, or even podcast, hey, I learned this from this, then really, what are you doing? The whole idea behind reading is not reading as many books as possible more than anyone ever. It's when you're reading, retain it, and then what are you going to do with that information? How are you going to apply it to your life or to your business? And you need to write those things down. Number 9, goal setting and milestone tracking. This is probably the most common one, but what I would challenge you to do is, as your goal setting and milestone tracking, the goal setting needs to change along the year. If you're planning by year, if you're planning by month, you need to have a time that you're looking at it and saying, have things changed? How am I doing? What do I need to tweak? And you need to go back to it weekly. Say, hey, I see where I'm going. This needs to change. Ooh, this whole new opportunity came in that fits where I'm going. I need to apply this. This is going to change a little bit. And writing it down and then taking a snapshot, sending it to AI and saying, hey, give me some ideas. Am I establishing this correctly? How are my goals doing? What can I tweak? Where am I going with this? That's how you use AI with your notes. And number 10, idea capture for future projects. I have a little notebook. It's in my backpack, but I have this little notebook that I take everywhere with me. And I just write down ideas that I have. And I also text myself with ideas, but I make sure that I check those texts at the end of the day and be like, ooh, I texted myself this, write this down. And at the end of the week, I go through them and I say, which one of these was actually a good idea that I might be able to or should implement into my business or life? Or how is this that I noticed about me making me better, making me worse? How can I change? And that's how you use journals. That's how you take notes. This is a whole new world for some of you. Choose the one that you want to go with, but make sure that you are writing as much as possible because it affects how you see the world and it helps you slow down enough so that you can make these amazing changes in your life and in your business. Hopefully this helped. Please share this with somebody you think may need this. Have an awesome day.